here is my take on kettlebell swings. Overall, I think they are a wonderful, fantastic exercise, but I think that they're maybe a little bit more advanced than a lot of people maybe give it credit for. So there's a bunch of stuff that you want to make sure you can do really well before you start doing a kettlebell swing. And the basics of that is mastering a really good hip hinge, where when I sit back like this in a kettlebell swing and come back through, my back stays completely neutral, as does my pelvis. So what does that mean? Well, if I take one thumb and I put it right on my sternum and one right on my pelvic bone, so right on the bone, not on the abs or the soft part here, when I hinge back into a kettlebell swing and come back up, my hands need to stay the exact same distance apart. Okay? The very common thing when we're doing this type of move is to start by tipping the pelvis back, or tilting it, where you can see my top hand does not move at all, but my bottom hand moves quite a bit. And all I've basically done there is I've just arched my back really, really hard. If you notice that you're having this kind of problem, what you want to first start with is a slower movement, maybe just doing a deadlift or a Romanian deadlift to perfect this movement, right? I'm just back and forward, back and forward. Once you start perfecting that, that is when a kettlebell swing, it becomes a really useful exercise, because now we can practice that hip hinge pattern with a little bit of a dynamic load. So there's some speed and explosiveness involved, which makes it a little bit harder to maintain. And then we can also add some fatigue to do it in more of a tired situation, which also makes it a little bit harder to get that control. So what you first want to do when you're doing your kettlebell swings is, if you just back up a little, right? Start a little bit slow. Don't worry about how high the thing's going, and worry about keeping your abs engaged and maintaining that same distance. Once that starts feeling good, then you can go ahead and increase the weight a little bit, or increase the number of repetitions that you're doing. And then over time, you can start to mix that in with other exercises where, you're maybe on the rowing machine or doing some running or skipping or push-ups or whatever it is, combined with the kettlebell swings. So you're breathing hard and everything is a little bit more challenging, and you have an even higher demand in order to keep that perfect position. But the key thing is, if you're not able to keep that perfect position, you're not really ready to do a kettlebell swing yet, and you're definitely not ready to do it in a workout where you're under a high demand of loading and fatigue. You need to have some technique practice to really perfect that. And that's something where your overall movement patterns are going to be more explosive and more efficient, and you're also not going to have, what's a pretty common issue of doing a lot of kettlebell swings and then feeling like your back is a little bit uncomfortable or sore. So make sure you take your time with it. The kettlebell swing is a great exercise, but it's a little bit more on the advanced level. So start with the simple stuff, really master that, and then progress into it as you're ready.